today I want to take you through a no makeup look. This is everything coming from my little goodie bag that I keep in my diaper bag / backpack. Now, first, what we're going to do is we're going to do this in 5 steps. We're going to do primer, eyes, face, contouring, and lips. And yes, all of this is on the go, and it shouldn't take you very long. Now, I'm going to start with a professional pore primer. Sorry, this is well loved, but this is what helps to cover my large pores around my nose. And if you notice my face glistening, it is because I have just done my skincare and my moisturizer is soaking in. Alright, so I've got it here. Now you can also do it down here. I have blackheads, but I don't have deep pores. And then up here, sometimes you get blackheads. Sometimes you'll get like pockmarks on your face too a little bit, so you can try the pore primer there as well. Next, I'm going to prime my lips. This is very important. If you want your lipstick to not soak into any dry skin or any lines that you have going, and that counts for chapstick, lip stain, whatever. You want to use a nice light chapstick. I use Burt's Bees. It's one of my favorites of their products. Then we're going to prime in 2 places. We're going to prime over the eyes. Now I use a cream eyeshadow. Revlon has a nice couple of palettes. I use a cream eyeshadow as my base, and I'm just going to take something that is close to my skin tone, at least close to what I want it to be. I have very thin skin around my eyes, so you can see everything that's going on underneath it. Now the reason why I'm using a cream for my quick look is because the cream will actually help everything that you put on it to set in place. Now I'm not using it, I don't use the cream for my full makeup look because at that time I'm blending a lot and I want that to all kind of sit on top of my primer versus get sucked in. Alright, now I'm going to clear out any fallout, so anything that's gone to the bottom of my under my eyes. And then I'm going to use a stick concealer. This one is from Bare Minerals. I really love Bare Minerals. Now you don't want to use too much. I am using my fingers a lot with my quick look. If you use your fingers, make sure your hands are clean because the oils in your hands will start to break down your makeup. So you don't want to use your fingers unless you are well prepared to use your fingers. Now, you don't want concealer everywhere, and you can pat it in because under your eyes is a very sensitive place. Everyone's skin under your eyes is going to be a little thinner, and you just need to be super gentle with it. Now concealer, I try to stay in this area, and as I blend my makeup on top, it will also cover up a little bit of the concealer. So I'm going to make sure that it's well blended on the edges. That way my powder doesn't look like it has a line when I cover it up. Okay, so I've got my primer. Next I'm going to do my eyes, because that way if I have any fallout, I can wipe it away while it's still cream, and I can blend it pretty well. So I am going to take my makeup brushes. For this one, I like to use a not quite small, not quite large, somewhere in the middle, dense brush. This is Tapered Crease Eyeshadow Brush. Now, I'm going to start with my main color. The main color that I want to do today is a very bright peach. I think it makes my skin pop and it makes my eyes look a little nice. I'm going to do this on the middle and far third of my eyelid, and I'm just going to go up to my crease. I'm going to do from right there over. It's kind of funny watching the slight delay while I'm doing this in my phone. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we're going to do... Now, I would not recommend drawing a line down and then brushing over, because that will not blend very well with the color that we're going to use in the center part of the eye over here. Okay. Good. Okay, so color number 1 done. Next, I'm going to clear off my brush. I just use a moist towel to wipe it so that I don't have too much color blending in where I don't want. Dry it up a little bit on my hand. Just be careful when you dry it, you're not putting hand oils into it. There we go. Next, I'm going to use my dark color. My dark color goes in the outer V. I'm going to draw over what I just did, starting in the middle, going down toward the very middle of my lash line. Then I'm not going to add any more product. I'm just going to fluff it into the crease. And that is making my V. It's going to make a nice shadowed V. Okay. Other side, from the middle down to the middle of my eyelid. So the middle over here, down to the middle over here. It's almost making like an oblong triangle. Oh yeah, don't add any more product. Even I'm tempted to add more product sometimes, but you need those powders to blend out. You don't want to add more while you're trying to blend out. Okay? Cleanse. Dry. Okay. Next, I'm going to use a mid-toned color. It's actually almost gone on my palette. To blend from my crease up to my eyebrow. Now, I have tiny eyebrows. And yes, I could color them in, but I don't like how it looks sometimes. I just prefer to have it natural versus look like they're drawn on. Sometimes I'll fill them in a little bit, but I usually don't change the shape. Okay, good. So that was a very pretty much skin tone color. And then the last color we're going to use, almost a white. We're going to blend that like this was a V down and a V out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to blend from the inside down and not add any product. We're going to blend up into that crease. That way it looks done but not overdone. Right, nice. Okay, so eyeshadow's done. On to step 3. And right now is a good time that if you have any fallout, you can clear it because you're still just wearing the cream. Good. Okay. I apologize. Last part of step 2. Mascara. Put this on now so that if it flakes, you can pick it up. So I am using the CoverGirl Lash Blast, and I'm using the clean recipe formula. I always make a face when I do this. Okay. Not bad. Nice and natural. I always put a little bit on my bottom lashes just so that it's even. I do not use eyeliner in my on-the-go look because it takes too long. And if you have a good mascara, it will at least give you a line that you can visually see because your lashes will be thicker. So it'll give you a little definition up by your eyelashes. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to do my foundation. I start with, I'm using Bare Minerals again. I start with their tinted moisturizer. This one has an SPF of 30. I actually use this on top of my skincare routine. I put it straight on the sponge. This one is well loved as well. Okay. I'm going to dot it across my forehead, down my cheeks, and blend. Okay, so if you noticed, I use the stippling effect for blending. That way it doesn't have streaks. I'm not using a brush, which also avoids streaks. I prefer not to be streaky. I also blend it on my jawline and a little bit down my neck because we're playing with shadows when we're doing makeup, which is something that I will show you in the next step, which is contouring. So to finish off, step 3, I'm going to use our setting powder. I'm going to put it under, I want to make sure I don't have any creases. I don't have makeup settling in those lines. Makeup always settles in my lines. I have used so many different concealers and they all settle. The only one that seems to work is the Grease Pencil. Okay, now setting powder is meant to blur lines. I put it on my forehead because I do have wrinkles on my forehead. I have fine lines up there. And then also, you can use it as kind of like a gentle highlighter. You've noticed some people will put it along their jawline. I've noticed that it actually helps me from having too much darkness from my bronzer that goes under my cheek to the bronzer that goes under my jawline. So it kind of creates a nice space in between. Also, it is soaking up. And then on my chin, because I want to pull my chin forward. And then my forehead right here, down my nose, because I want to pull those forward. And I'm just using minimal products when I'm doing my quick look, so some of them can be used for multiple purposes. All right, I'm gonna leave that. Do what you feel about baking, but I need it for under my eyes. Next, I'm going to do a little contouring. So this little stick right here, made by e.l.f., works wonders. And for some reason, it's like a multi-purpose stick. And for some reason, it's like perfect for my skin tone for a contour. Because you don't want something too yellow. And I definitely don't want something too pink. So I'm kind of dotting it where I want the shadows to play. And then I'm going to take my sponge and go over it. Now, it's powdery here, so I'm using a different part of the sponge right now. But I'm just going to kind of blend it in. If you notice, I didn't actually put product here, but I'm blending into here. I want this area to be a little bit lighter. And then I always do kind of a triangle from the base of my ear in, and then from this part where my ear connects to my head down. So I want to line underneath my chin to give my cheeks, I want to line underneath my cheeks to give them some definition. And I naturally have a lot of pink pigment in my cheeks, which is kind of weird because I have like a neutral to yellow skin tone. It's not quite yellow, it's more neutral. But I don't have pink skin tone, but I do have pink pigmentation going on. And then the reason why I do it down like here is because if you notice, the actual shadow also kind of makes the skin look a little bit different in color. And what we're doing when we contour is we're playing with shadows. We're painting them there when they're normally there to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to do my blush. Now this is a brush and a line, kind of helps. I don't want it to go on too thick because I have a tinted moisturizer on underneath and it's really going to suck in any powder that you put on top of it. You can use a greasy blush too if you want, the stick. And I do kind of like, I say it's a comet shape because it's a circle, but then it has a little tail. Rachel Carroll knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to kind of pat it in. I'm stippling because I'm using a brush on top of a moisturizer. And then I'm making my little tail. Make it go up. Now, another thing that Rachel Carroll knows all about is we live in Florida and we have suntans. So I don't just make my nose white. What I do is I put blush where I would normally, and this is a peach blush, this is not a pink. You don't want to put pink where suntan would normally be, but you can use peach where it normally would be. So I put it down my nose. I put it just a quick brush across my forehead, and then I also use it a little bit underneath my chin, just to kind of give that contouring a little color. And there you have it. This is my quick look. Oh, I'm sorry. One more. Highlighter. So this one I put it in on my finger, and then I'm going to use the corner of my eye and I'm going to go back towards my ear, almost towards my temple area. Corner of my eye, back towards my temple. You don't want it up here. You definitely don't want it next to your nose. You just want to go from the corner of your eye where the light would normally catch it anyway. Then you can do a little bit, boop, on your nose. That's Gracie's favorite thing to do is boop. Boop the nose. And then, interesting little key place. It looks great if you do it right above your lip. One to done. Just gives you nice, soft, supple look on those lips. All right. And then I'm going to finish. My last step is my lips. I've already primed them. I'm just going to take a nice pink gloss. This one is made by Luxe. It's very nice. There. Now we're done. All right, thank y'all for watching. The more often you do it, the quicker it goes. I can do this in about half the time that it took to shoot this video. However, I wanted to make sure that I explained it properly as I went. So thank you all for watching. We love you. We are praying for you. If you have any prayer requests, if you're going through a difficult time in your life, even if you are questioning about becoming a Christian or asking Jesus into your heart, please feel free to reach out to me. You can send me a private message, won't go anywhere. But if you need somebody to talk to, please reach out. And if we need some help and you decide you wanted to get some help, we can always find that. So, we love you guys.